So during that time, my father had a grocery store, a small walk-in grocery store. He had been a produce salesman on the wholesale block in Scranton, and people said to him, Jimmy, you ought to open a store. He was a very successful salesman. As a matter of fact, during the Depression, my mother said they never wanted for money. He had a truck with produce on the back, drive around the neighborhoods, and on Saturday night he'd come home and just put wads of money on a dresser. So he opened this grocery store, I think it was called Jimmy's Market, with a partner who handled the meat. And it was not a self-serve. In other words, all of the products, cans of vegetables and fruits and detergents were on shelves. And the grocer would get them for the person. He'd say, well, I'd like a can of peas. I'd like some Ajax. And that is the derivation of the term can of corn, which is used in baseball. A can of corn is a high, lazy fly ball that the outfielder doesn't even have to move for and just catches. And the derivation of it is that when the grocer would have to get a can of corn from the top shelf, he used a pincer device and it would often slip and he would catch it. And that was the can of corn. Next to the store was a drugstore, and I used to go in there all the time. The smells were fantastic. You could smell. They had an ice cream counter, so obviously the fudge and the ice cream and the pharmaceuticals, even the crepe paper from the window. They used to twist crepe paper for a design in the window of the drugstore. And all those combined smells I can almost recall to this day. When you're young, you seem to smell and feel a lot more than you do when you get older, that's for sure. Then he moved across the street, my father, and became Jimmy's Banner Market. Banner was a wholesaler that had a group of grocery stores in Scranton, and you were allowed to use Banner in your title. And it was a self-serve. That was a big deal. You had a basket that you would go up and down the aisles and take your products and then go to the checkout stand. It was modest, but it was very, very successful and allowed my father to buy the building it was in and the next building next door and collect some rent. Then, after my brother came home from Korea, he was all gung-ho about a new store. And we moved next door to a building we owned, tore down the top apartments, and it was a real classy self-serve with new frozen food cases. And my brother laid it out, and I worked there. We all did. Jim was the primary person, but when he went to Korea to serve in the Army, my brother Don was there as the assistant manager to my father. And I rose up from delivery boy to checkout boy to driver of the truck, where I would pick up the groceries on Wednesday and we would fill the shelves. I would deliver the orders. Person could call and someone would take their order and then go around, fill the order, check it out, put it in baskets, and deliver it to the house. I remember one Sunday, not Sunday, we were closed on Sunday, but one summer afternoon, I went to this woman's house. The back door was open. She said, come in. She wasn't even there. And I put all the groceries on the kitchen table. I put the butter away in the refrigerator and the ice cream in the freezer for no cost. That was part of the delivery service.